Each film is a different problem, a different challenge, an ethical and aesthetical challenge. And part of the job is to understand what is the identity of each film. The novel takes place in Hendon, and I think it was never questioned, even after I went there. There is a certain unflattering quality about that world. It's kind of like it's flat, and it's not necessarily what you could say visually interesting. It was a challenge to use that as something that you could work with. Any city can be cinematic, like any place can be cinematic. I don't think that the cinematic element is exclusive to only some places. Wherever you place the camera, you're somehow coping with the city's narrative. It wasn't about showing the location or the place and then panning back to them. It was always about following them and London as a backdrop, as a consequence, as an after effect, so to say, of what the characters are going through. The camera never moves away from them. They are always part of the image. Even if it's a reverse angle, we see their back. So that really makes you stay and hold on to their points of view. And that forces the spectator to feel the world and the story through their perspective.
All right.
I knew a little bit about Judaism, but nothing, or almost nothing about Orthodoxy, I mean in terms of details or how life really is in this world. It's a very secretive world, so either you belong to it or there's no way you can have access to it. But that was precisely what was really appealing as well, It was like filming in a different planet somehow. To really learn about a world and a culture that has been refined for thousands of years, here with a very specific quality, because it's not any Orthodoxy, it's the Orthodoxy that takes place in the north of London, precisely in Hendon, so it's hyper-specific. We did a lot of research. I did spend a few days, many days in walking around the neighborhood. The writer of the novel, Naomi Alderman, was a great ally in that. She introduced me to a lot of people, and I was invited to dinners, to ceremonies. I will never forget when I went to see the shop where they sell underwear. So in an Orthodox neighborhood, you get the chance to see the underwear. Women, they wear a lot of what they call bodies. It's a very particularly interesting piece of clothing, During the writing process, we had probably 4 consultants, people from within the community that we could call at any moment, except on Fridays. We all were very obsessed with the goal of getting the cultural portrait right in order to be able to forget about it and then concentrate on what's really universal, which is, again, the challenges that the characters are going through. I would love to shoot again in London, but then explore some other part of it, because Hendon is such a specific world, and this is such a great and kind of infinite city that I would love to be closer to the modern dimension of London, That would be tempting.